Well, folks, it's the next day. We ran short on time out at Eric's. It was quite the job getting the truck loaded up because we had to winch it up a big hill. But I was pleasantly surprised when I got it home, and Jamie's already fallen in love with it.
It's gonna be easy. We just need to get some new pressure-treated boards for it.
Yeah? And then you'll make a wood bed for it, Jamie?
Yeah, and then I want to drive this down. Yeah, we gotta drive. Got milk? That would be so funny.
You got milk. I'll throw a battery in it, rotate the engine around a bunch of times, and clean some things up, and we'll see. And then we'll take it for a spin. Jamie's being optimistic about this GMC flatbed 1-ton truck that we drug home. Transmission.
I want to drive it to work when I...
You want to drive it to work?
Yeah.
Hi, girls. Me. Me. You stay, and you stay. Shit. Stay. They're pretty easy maintenance in the morning. I don't really have to shovel, pitchfork any hay for them, because if they've got green grass to eat, they don't want any dried out. I think that one cow's checking Annabella out. Good girl, Annabella. Good girl. Come on, up here. Let's go. Later, Moose. I have to go slow when I got Annabella on board. She's a good rider. She rides on my motorcycle too. But you still want to be careful when you got the little critters aboard. I know you're a good rider. Oh. Here's what the view across the street looks like now. I conquered the mess. They need to swing the tail end of our house out in that field, and there were trees and stuff in there, folks. There were. I'll show you. Now I can get over there and take a close look at what I've got to deal with. First thing will be the fence. And I want to use the milk truck to drive over there, and I'll take my tractor with some forks on it and load all that stuff up onto the milk truck and bring it over here to my burn pile. That was nice of them to let me do that. The mill owns that property, but they gave me permission. That's their train over there. And they gave me permission to do that, and it's very helpful to us. Also, I want to smooth that out a little more, maybe mulch the briars that are sticking up. And when it's all said and done, I will put a fence back up there. They let me take their fence down too. It was pretty old and decrepit, but the fact is there was a fence there, so there needs to be one after the house comes. But that's part of, you know, it's a give and take thing. People help you out, you got to do what's right. And this will make a nice turnout for the house, because this pole caused them a lot of grief when they brought the garage in. And I'm gonna build the bank up a little bit so it's not such a dip going over there. We're also gonna have a big truck parked over there to use as a brake for the truck that's hauling the house, so that the house doesn't start pushing it down this hill. And I think I'll be driving that truck. We'll see. I'll be back. Looking good, folks. America, getting better all the time. Hawk. That one's been in a fight, missing a bunch of feathers. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna get the milk truck, or the Blue Moo, whatever you decide to call it. Jamie calls it the milk truck. Some of the viewers want to call it the Blue Moo. And the reason for that is this. It just makes sense. The milk truck or the Blue Moo. Anyway, I got to get it running and driving and cleaned up. And I'm going to start at the inside and work my way out. First, when we left off, when last we were looking at this truck, I had just found a key from my master keys that fits this thing. Now what I have to do, if I should sell this or send it on to another home, is I have to make sure that I get this master key back and make a copy of it to go with the truck, but keep the master, because this is a full set of originals. Very hard to come by. I was fortunate enough to see this listed on the interweb about 5 minutes after it was listed, and I pounced, because this saves me so much work. Not that we don't like other rigs out here, but most of ours are GM. If I get a GM vehicle, don't have a key, I can find one here, make a copy, send one down the road, keep the one I had. So I'm going to pull the seats out. Well, pull the seats out. I'm going to pick the seats up. I don't believe they're bolted in. We'll look into that. And we'll look into that, but we'll get the seats out of here in this big board, and I'll show you the problem with the floor on this. It's only got one bad rust issue that I know of anyway, and that's the driver's side floor. I've got a whole patch panel for it. We'll pull this mat out. I'll probably pressure wash the inside. There's no wiring really except for this switch from here over, so you can pressure wash these on the inside without doing damage. You just don't want to focus on the gauges, although those gauges look like they could use a little focusing on. I think somebody got a little crazy with the black paint, but anyway, I'll get her cleaned up inside here. And you want to look for clues too. I've seen several clues already. One is the open bottle of ATF. Waspman Hornet Killer. I already went around knocking on the truck. Nobody came after me. And scarier yet is the starting fluid. But I'll get it cleaned out and we'll pressure wash it in here. And then we'll move over here and I'll cover up that carburetor and clean under the hood. Then we'll slam the doors in the hood and get the pressure washing the exterior. I'll be back. Looks like it might need some passenger side help too. What do we got going on back here? Oh, window moldings. Windshield moldings. I think that's windshield moldings, folks. Oh, there's one nut. One nut. Some mice have been at work in here too. One nut right here. Of course. Oh, I might get lucky. You know, I have silent impact hands. Sometimes my fingertips will get a bolt loose if it's not tightened down very good. Yeah, really. See? Much easier. It's easy when it doesn't have a bolt holding it in. And clean those up a little bit too. Okay, these are these interior moldings. By Jove, that's pretty cool. We'll put those in. We can put those in, yeah. And see how they have the lip on them right here to go around the defrost duct. That way when they're up on there, there's a gap right here. Right here, there's a gap. Can you see it? For the air to get up. Yeah, we can put those back on. And we got the clip for the top and bottom already in position. We'll put those on. As a matter of fact, folks, I may have a set of this garnish molding for the inside of the windshield that's chrome. Yeah, and I think that the milk truck is worthy. Not chrome, stainless. This is painted. It was originally painted. I can see the gray paint. But I have a set, I believe, of stainless. Wouldn't that dress up the interior nicely? And I believe I have these moldings in stainless. That fix it up some more. Kind of scared to look under this board. It's got to have a good seat in it if Jamie's going to drive it. Oh, not too shabby. Little bit of critter activity, but apparently they got the boot. Huh? I don't know about this. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Yeah, I think we can pressure wash this. I'll just use the vacuum on that. Now, you know, I don't believe I will pressure wash the inside of this, because if I do, I'm going to get a whole bunch of water caught in here. I'll just take the leaf blower to it. And hey, maybe if Jamie's feeling good when she gets home, I'll patch the floor. I'll get the seat back in and bolt it down. Maybe she'll come in and detail our dashboard and steering wheel and stuff for us. This is pretty clean. Yeah, the doors aren't bad. They just need a wipe down. We don't need to take the pressure washer to the inside of this truck. And that puts me way ahead. There is one issue over here though. Jamie cannot drive this truck with that window in there. Ooh. Ooh.
You want to be mindful of the broken glass.
What are we catching on there?
Don't cut yourself on the broken glass.
I don't feel real comfortable about grabbing onto this. I think it's grabbing right there on that, what's left of that felt. And that's gotta go. That's just gotta go. There we go. You know what, folks? That's staying down. I'm sorry, but the safest place for that glass is to be down in that door frame. That is bad. That could hurt somebody. I'm leaving it down. Might get a little water inside the truck, but I don't want to have to deal with that again. Oh no. There we go. There we go. Good enough. Oh, we got an issue over there. Yeah, we got a little issue over here. Looks like the rivet broke. Yep. Hopefully I can get this to turn. Oh, and we'll put the glass behind it. Behind there. Let's see what's wrong. It needs a good vice gripping. Needs a nice healthy vice gripping. That's more gooder, I think. I think that's more gooder. A little more. Okay. Should be able to latch it now. There we go. One less leak. All right, I'll blow this out with the leaf blower. Before I just bring a fire hose in here and start dousing everything, I like to look around and see, well, like the carburetor needs to be covered. This hole in the valve cover needs to be closed. What is that? This is just hanging down. Oh, that's my hole plugger upper. Part of my hole plugger upper for the valve cover. What's that? The wires all look good under here, but this, except this. What is this? Huh. Oh. It's like the remote starter, except this is going to the positive side of the coil. I'm gonna, oh boy, I love wiring. Hopefully, I can get power to go to the positive side of the coil with the key that I found. Maybe the last people who tried to start it didn't have a key. I will chase down wherever I get good 12 volt power with the key on in there and run a wire to the positive side of the coil, and then hopefully we won't need this under here. And then if there isn't already a switch somewhere, a momentary switch for activating the starter solenoid, then I'll use this for that. It's got a little lock ring on it, I think. Yeah, it's got a lock ring and a nut on it. Oh, and there's holes in the dash. I know I saw at least one. So we'll use, that's good. That's a good find. What is that just hanging there? Okay. Some of these, I'm gonna zip tie these wires up to this because I don't really like them hanging across the exhaust manifold right there. These could be zip tied up. That could be eliminated. You just look for little spots where you can clean stuff up that doesn't create problems down the road. So I'll get the carburetor covered up. I'll get this hole that leads directly into the valve cover plugged up. Over here looks pretty good. I do like the way they routed the plug wires under the exhaust manifolds. It's got the old school Chevy Ram's horn type exhaust. Pretty cool. All right, I'll get that covered up and we'll get her cleaned up. I was covering up the carburetor and the valve cover PVC breather hole thing, and I noticed that this dipstick doesn't go all the way down in the tranny, and that leaves a big gap. I don't know if you can see it, for fluid to either come out or in, and that's why this rubber thing is not supposed to be where your finger goes. This rubber thing is supposed to be down yonder, and then this goes over that. It just slipped up over the little notch thingies. We'll bend that a little more appropriately, like that. I bet it goes all the way in now. Get on in there. Oh, yep, it goes all the way in, but I'd like a little whiff of that. It smells like an old tranny with some new fluid, which can be a good thing. That can be fine. You can't get the old tranny smell out of an old tranny without rebuilding it. Yes. Okay, so everything's covered up. I would like to have a peek in here, in the vicinity. How do you go peek in there? Oh, look there, folks. The green coolant up to the filler neck. Bonus. I might as well check the dinosaur sauce. Ooh, what's that like? Oh, I didn't want all of you. I just wanted one of you. Oh, that oil looks pretty good, but I'll be back. We'll get that tube fitting right first. You really don't want the whole dipstick tube to come out when you pull the dipstick out. Sometimes that's just from the dipstick tube going in and out of the engine too many times. Fortunately, I have my dipstick tube tensioner. That's all you got to do. That's it. Actually, I start out lightly, and then I get my sledgehammer and just start beating the heck out of it. I'm not kidding. We just need it to be a little out of round. That's all. It's got to be a little bit imperfect. Sometimes imperfections are a good thing. They make you different. Oh, that feels a little bit more. You don't want to get too carried away though, like that. Sometimes it'll work. Sometimes it requires extra work. Oh, that felt good. You like it now. I would say that one will stay in there, folks. Yeah, that feels good and firm. Let's get us a good read on that oil now without the whole dipstick tube coming out on us. All the way in. Little hair above full, but look at how clean that oil is. Nice. That's very acceptable. Okay, all the holes are plugged up. all the fluids are full. Let's give this engine a bath. One thing I have learned is that it's better to blow the engine compartment out with air, especially when it's got lots of leaves and webs and stuff like that, because when you hit the water to it, you just kind of turn it into a spidey web, leafy, grassy mud type thing. So it's best to get as much of the loose, dry debris out as possible. Holy cow, folks. That was a dirty truck. LC. Larger Charger up next. But first, I'm going to go take a break. Let my little Annabella go potty. Then I'll be back to work on the milk truck. We're getting there, folks. It's starting to be something. Alright, well, it cleaned up pretty good. Not perfect. It still needs a good scrubbing, hand scrubbing with soapy water. But anyway, this truck does have a floor issue. Where is that? I have a piece over here. I have a new floor for the driver's side, which is awesome. But I don't want to take the time to properly cut all the old one out and weld it in. It's only got a little hole like right around here. And so I got some tin. First we'll get it running. But my plan with this truck is basically to get it running and driving well, get everything working, and pass it on to someone that wants to cherry it out. We don't have time for that. We're trying to raise funds to keep going on the house. It requires a lot of money for the permits, and not only that, but now we got to hook up the electric and put in the septic system and all that. So just kind of not really getting overly attached to anything metal out here, because it's got to, that's the priority. Anyway, I'm just going to get this running and driving well, and then I'm going to pass it on to someone that wants to really take it to the next level. Although someone could just, you know, put some wood on the bed and put a radio in it and have a nice old truck to use. We'll see how well we get it running. But I'm going to send this new floor with it, because that's the only rust on the whole truck. In the meantime, I'm going to cut out some of that and put it in the truck in this area. We're going to just use some self tappers to put it down. They're going to cut all that out anyways, and it'll put something solid there. For Jamie wants to drive this truck, and I don't want her driving a Flintstone mobile. Her foot's not going to go through the floor, but I'm going to make sure there's a floor there for her. Anyway, I scrounged up a battery, and it's got volts. I can't really tell because the sun's out. Yeah, it's pretty bright, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in. And then I'm gonna, just for giggles, I'm gonna hook the battery charger onto it. Okay, which one's negative? Gotta make sure I do this right. I'm gonna assume that one's negative. Yep, it's going to the frame. Okay, so negative goes on this side. Oop. Down in there you go, into the floor. Oh, uh-oh. No! Oh, I gotta have a little baby battery for this thing. Oh, do I? Yeah, that's not gonna fit. Just barely doesn't fit. If it was a 1/4 inch narrower. Alright, well, I'll see what else I got. I'll be back. Well, I located a battery that kinda sort of fits. It fits it good enough to hook up, and I have a philosophy on all of these old rigs. I don't spend any money on them unless I have to, until I know that it's at least going to run and drive. Because if I get into, you know, a few hours into this and find out the trannies burn up or something, I'm going to regret all the money that I dumped into it, because I'm kind of in a hurry right now. That's more gooder. I bet that'll polish up nice. What do you say? Oh yeah. This is the kind of truck that it would be nice to have some time to doll up after you make sure it works. Oh, that was a bad idea. I shouldn't have hooked that up yet. I should have waited. good. Yeah, that's pretty crusty. It's a good thick ground cable, but doesn't matter how good the cable is if you got a crusty terminal. Oh yeah, I saw some sparkage there. Okay, so now, like right when you hook the battery up is when you really want to keep an eye out for any smoke. I don't know what they did here. I don't know who did or why they did it or how they did it. I know there's wires that are hanging in spots. Don't have to give it the Hercules tightening. Anyway, that battery's fine right there. It's not going anywhere till I see if it's running. And if it's running, we'll get the battery for it. Okay, so nothing's smoking. That's good. Well, the very first thing I'm going to do is to disconnect the fuel line, because I smell gas that smells a little suspicious. It's suspicious gas. Doesn't smell like the kind of gas that will tune your engine up for you. You know, you got those gas pumps that they say, our gas will tune your engine up. No, your gas will contribute to dirtying the engine up. It's not going to clean it up. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely disconnecting the fuel line. I'll try to direct this into some kind of receptacle so we can not have it going in there and not having it piling up on the engine. That's pretty dry. Doubt I'm going to be able to get that off of there without cracking it or breaking it in some way. Oh, I got lucky. Always recycle whenever possible. I'm repurposing this. Yeah, you just stay right there. Ah, I like that. So, I checked all the fluids before I cleaned it. I've rolled it over by hand. It does fine there. Pulled the plugs, looked at them. The plugs actually all look really clean. They're not brand new, but they're clean. And before we go popping the distributor off and checking the points and everything, I thought we're safe now for turning it over with the starter. I thought we'd see about getting that done. I did find, while I was cleaning the engine compartment, it's a momentary starter button for starting something without having to use the ignition switch. And I was wondering why it was going over to the coil, the positive side of the coil. And then I realized it's not a momentary switch. This is how they were getting power to the coil before, because they didn't have keys. There were no keys with it, and this truck used to be a stomp start, so the ignition switch is really designed for that, which means it has off and on, and that's it. So this is how they were getting power to the coil. I also found another switch down by the exhaust manifold, and this is a momentary switch, and one end of it's just basically bridging this Ford type starter solenoid. So I know this is probably for the starter. Wow, it just occurred to me that with the battery hooked up, this should actually turn the starter over right now, as long as it's connected to the starter down there. But I don't know if the switch is on or off for this guy. So I'll keep this in one hand and this in one hand, and we'll see what happens. Is it in park? I'm hoping that they have that correctly installed. I guess I can just shut off the power going to the coil if it does start. Yeah. All right, let me try this first. I'll just give it a bump. Oh, okay. Boy, that flywheel made a lot of noise, didn't it, when the starter engaged? All right, I'm gonna roll it over a little bit more. That starter's making a lot of noise. Sounds like it needs to be shimmed. I'm gonna roll it over a little more and see if anything spits out of that fuel line. Spins over real good. There's nothing coming out of there. Okay, here's what I noticed. Well, actually, the woodsman noticed. Yesterday, he's like, Rick, you got a fuel leak right here. And I do have that odor of some pretty stinky gas. You know what, though? That doesn't really smell bad. And where's that coming from? Exactly. Oh, it's coming out of the fuel tank, all right. Right on this corner. Looks like somebody's already tried putting some kind of goo on there. All right. Where's the fuel line? Right there. Fuel line's right there. Wonder what the cab tank situation is. In the cab tank. Let's have a whiff, folks. That actually smells pretty good. Let's see if the fuel lines, I gotta get made. This is why I can't wait to have my shop done, because now I have to go over here and get this mat to lay on. We got some major hookiness going on here, folks. Okay, so that works good. This is for delivering 12-volt power to the coil, but we have a key now and we're using the ignition switch. So if you have this off and you have the ignition off, there's no power over there on the positive side of the coil. If you have this switch off and the ignition switch on, there's a dim light over there. If you have the ignition switch on, well, either way, if you have this on, there's bright 12-volt power on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this is off, so I only have dim power, and I don't have a voltmeter with me, and I'm not an electrical genius, so just read the clues. I'm going to have this off so that the power going to the positive side of the coil over there, coming from the ignition switch, will be low 12-volt power. And it's probably 6 volt. I don't know, because this truck was originally probably 6 volts when it was new, right? Now it's 12 volts. Anyway, I'm going to take this out of the equation simply by having it off, turn the key on, and we have some hookiness going on with the fuel system too. This truck has a mechanical fuel pump right there that's plumbed in and was hooked up directly to the carburetor before I unhooked it and fed it to that cup. But there's also a electric fuel pump bolted to the frame that's wired in and plumbed in. This tank is plumbed in and leaking. This tank is plumbed in, and they both go to a switch valve that's electric. So we'll deal with that later. Right now I want to get my sparkies all right. So I'm going to put a little fuel, and I'm using good old chainsaw fuel so I can get a little oil in there. And I'm going to prime it a little bit, have the low power on and the high power off. If that makes this switch off going just off the ignition switch and see if it fires, and if so, how does it run. If it seems like it's popping and needing more power and everything, I'll try hitting this switch and see if it runs better. That'll help me get the electrical stuff going to the spark plugs sorted out, and then we can have the fuel pump follies. Let's see what we got right now. Okay, so right now we have nothing, but if I turn that switch on right here, we should have bright power there now. Yeah, see how bright the light is there? Now watch. I'll shut this off, and now I know that this will be off. And I'll just make double sure that it's off. Should be no power there now. Yeah, no power. Okay, now I'm going to turn the ignition switch on. And I should have dim power. however you want to scientifically label that. We're in limp mode. See, it's a very dim light, but I'm gonna see if it starts like that, because the more hookiness that I can take out of the equation, the better. I know that to be true. Less hookiness is more gooder. Where's my float bowl vent? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I know I have the low power on. Let's see what happens. Clear. Oh, that was encouraging. Oh, look at there. Oh, that was nasty looking too. So I wonder where that's coming from. Oh no. No, that's not good. We don't want it to run right now. Oh good. I was worried that cup was gonna fill up, because I know that's some gnarly stuff. Let's do a little diagnostics. A little diagnostics, folks, and then I'll go shut that ignition switch off. Ooh. 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 Where do I go even? Where do I even go? I gotta shut that ignition switch off. Me. Okay, well that's good to know. It doesn't need all that. Oh. Maybe I'll leave that other power switch to the coil hooked up until we get it running to where we can rev it up a little and see if there's any difference in the. Oh my gosh. Well, there's probably a little. No, that was root beer. I was thinking it might have been coffee. No, root beer don't look like that. Coffee does, but oh, the smell of it, folks. The smell of it. All right, we got to get that. We got to figure out where that's coming from. Oh, just horrible. Absolutely horrible. Okay, so I did find that the bottom of the in-cab gas tank has a petcock underneath it, and I went ahead and closed it off there. I'm hoping that nasty gas is coming from right here, because if it is, then I can use that tank, because that one's leaking and that just doesn't smell like that bad of gas in it. If I can run this one out of gas and put fresh gas in it, we can use that to run the motor. Also, I don't hear the ignition keys on. Yeah, the ignition's on, and I don't hear a clackety clack of a electromechanical fuel pump down there, but I did see it pumping fuel, And so that means that this stock engine mounted mechanical fuel pump is doing the pumping. So what I did is I went and got a piece of clear tubing, and I slid it over here and slid it over there, and then ran that hose over here to a disposal can. And the reason I put the clear hose on there is so I can see when it stops pumping, and hopefully this hose isn't made out of some plastic that immediately melts when it comes into contact with gas, and hopefully that end won't come slipping off of there and this end won't come slipping off of here. But we'll just turn it over without giving it any gas first to see what happens. Matter of fact, well, I'm gonna leave the ignition on, because if it wants to start, so be it, because it was pumping good when it was running. We'll just see what happens right here. Wow. All right, I'm gonna give it a little fuel on for you people that are worried. The rubber hose isn't laying directly on the exhaust header. I've got it going over the steering and then out the inner fender. But it sounds pretty good to me. I haven't seen any big clouds of smoke come out of it. Let's just see what we see. Let it run for a minute. Anyway, hopefully it'll run for a minute. Still pumping more ooze. I'll take what I can get. That's only going to help. Giving the carburetor a good oiling up. Boy, I wish I was over there. Well, I guess I could be over there, couldn't I? I can't let this touch anything though, because I know it's got 12-volt power all over it, all upon it. Oh, I gotta go under that heater hose. Under here. There we go. That's more gooder. Yeah, that's fine. And now I can get a little throttle action going. Well, that fuel doesn't look too bad right there. I gotta make sure I don't let that touch the metal. You know what? I'm gonna put some tape around that. We'll shut the key off. That fuel started looking better to me. We'll see. I think we're getting somewhere. Custom install job. Only the best. Only the best, folks. Put a little more fuel in it. Yeah, just running it for short periods of time can be a good thing too. You know, you're circulating the oil, you're not letting it get hot. Thank you, Lord, for a little success today. Might help us. Jamie and I can sell this truck. She can drive it and enjoy it a little bit. And I do have a job that I need to do across the street. I need this flatbed truck to haul the brush that I took down over on the Mills property. You know, you don't just take a bunch of brush and trees out and leave it in their field. You got to clean it up. And here we go. Oh, I gotta turn the ignition back on. I'm anxious to see if that stick right there works. I'd like to see that. Still pumping. I see a little smoke over there. You know, that doesn't look that bad to me right there. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's a little clearer what's coming out. Now, we'll fire up one more time, and after it starts going, I'll pull this out and we'll take a look at it. That's a good plan. I did see a little smoke coming out of it. Holy cow, Rick, you put way too much gas in there. What were you thinking? Okay. We'll get a view of what's coming out now. Yeah, it's clean now. Okay, okay. Now, we still have to try to figure out, you know, I gotta assume that's coming from the leaking gas tank, because, but why would it have had that crusty stuff? That might have been just what was sitting in the fuel line for a long time. That first dose that we got in the cup, that could have been just what was laying in the line, and it's getting better now. I can see it going through there. That's a handy little device. I might keep that. My little fuel hose with a window that lets me see what's going on. All right, I'm gonna do something crazy right now. Yeah, because I know the fuel coming out of it isn't, you know, the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I will see if I can stick something in the tanks, see which has what in it, but I'm gonna hook this up and I'm gonna run it and see if it runs out real quick, because if it's coming out of the tank that's in the cab, it will run out real quick because I just shut that petcock off. But if it's coming out of the tank that has the leak, then I'll just have to go find another one, won't I? Oh, I'll switch it over. I'll switch it over to that tank after I clean it out. But, you know, I'm doing a little process of elimination stuff here, and I think this thing's gonna run right now. I do. I think it's gonna run for a minute. I'll be keeping this handy little device. And I'm glad to have that secured. I wanted to look at this. So we're not using this. I think I should snip that off. I don't think it needs tons of voltage at that coil. And normally these things have it, when you put a V8 in it, it's got a resistor block that I think actually reduces the voltage before you get to the coil. So I'm gonna snip that out. We're not using it. It doesn't need to be hooked up. Because why would you just have unnecessary electronicals in a vehicle? Yeah, why would you have something that you know you don't need running around there cluttering stuff up, making a mess? And it's a danger. It's a short circuit danger. Well, it is if I don't cut it right. I need to make sure I get that whole thing off of there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if it's not necessary, get rid of it. This truck should start up and run for at least a minute or two. We'll see. You'll be the first to know, folks. Here we go. What's the dealio? You were just working. Oh, duh. Probably had to turn the key back on, huh? Before I go just dumping more gas in it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and turn the key on. I heard that helps sometimes. Oh, and we'll go ahead and put the coil wire back on. Boy, I'm doing everything I can to keep this engine from running. Leave the key off, leave the coil wire off, and then try to fire it up. Or do this. Got a little mess. Okay, now it just ran out of fuel. I'm gonna pull that fuel line back off. I'm gonna make sure there's no more bad stuff coming out, because if that's the case, whatever tank that's plumbed to just ran out of gas. And that would actually be good if it was the tank for in the cab, because that means I just need to add gas. We'll see.
This thing's running now, but Rick's gonna pull it out of the way because one of the fuel tanks has a leak in it and he doesn't want it to like catch on fire. So came out pretty good.
What? You want me to give you a big hug?
No, you smell like varnish.
Shane. I smell like varnish.
Yeah. You smell like gasoline that was purchased in 1980.
That might be about right, actually.
Rick got his new lights up. That was kind of scary. He climbed all the way up that ladder and put those new street lights up there.
Oh. I should probably put it in neutral.
You what?
I should probably put it in neutral.
Yeah, that might help. I think he's gonna put those seats in it so we can go for a ride. Kicking up mud. It's a Polaris versus a Chevy in the tugging contest.
GMC, honey.
Oh, the GMC V8 is of no match to the Polaris.
That'll cause some comments. Guaranteed.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Let's
All
go.
right, Jamie, let's see what's what.
The Tom Brady. Let's go!
Oh, I gotta prime it because we know it's out of gas. That'll stink for a month.
Somebody get this thing out of here. That thing.
A little oil in there. Lubricate the carbonator. That makes no sense.
Is the key on?
Yeah. Ooh. Could it be this? By the way, folks, one thing I forgot to mention. When you detail an engine compartment, what you really want to do is take black spray paint and spray everything so that all the color-coded wires are no longer, they're all black now. I'll chase this yellow wire over to where all those black wires are. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why would you do that? Okay, what do I got?
This is Rick's favorite part.
Oh yeah, I like the electricals. Yeah, it's my favorite. I love it so much. I need another yellow wire, Jamie, that
So where do you want me to go cut something out of?
no, I need one from right around here somewhere.
Oh.
From Blackwireville.
Is this the regulator?
No, that's probably nothing right now.
Okay.
It's just a big fat nothing.
I'll just shut my pie hole.
Oh, you don't have to shut your pie hole, honey.
This was Rick's fuel line a minute ago.
That doesn't make sense.
Can't you just run them two wires directly to the battery, isn't it?
I don't think so, honey.
Oh, alright.
I don't think that's a good idea in this particular case. Do you like how they have all this wiring, honey? Isn't it nice?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the way it should be to start. Wonder if the battery's dead from being on so long. Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah. The cables are in the little box behind the driver's seat. Thank you. Try it now.
Down.
Try both ways. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I guess the battery just went dead from sitting so long. Jamie figured out what was wrong with it.
I didn't.
Well, you had a good idea.
leak right there.
What, fuel leak?
No.
What?
It's exhaust manifold smoking.
Oh.
I don't think it's fuel, is it?
Where?
Well, it's smoking. I don't.
Oh, there's probably all kinds of crud on the... We don't know how long this thing's been sitting, honey. I think I'm going to go ahead. At this point, I told everyone when I started on this that I don't put money into these vehicles until I see if they're going to run. I'm going to fire it back up. And I want you... Actually, you can fire it up. You can just hit the switch. And I'll do the gas and stuff, but I want to make sure the brakes are going to work on it. And if the brakes work on it and the transmission goes forward and backwards on it, then it's worth putting, maybe getting some plugs and plug wires for it and fixing it up a little bit. Huh? What do you think? You excited?
Yeah, I'm
You wanna drive
excited,
this
but if
truck?
someone's gonna buy it, they're gonna pay for this thing. Because this is sweet.
Okay, so I'm going to have, once it starts up, I'm going to have you, I'll put that cheesy seat back in it. But once it starts up, I'm going to have you slam the hood.
Get it out everything, I'll reach it, didn't it? I don't know about
minute.
read that, didn't it? Why?
Larger charger.
I'm probably gonna be in trouble for saying this, but why?
Larger charger.
Ooh, I saw one yesterday though that was a Charger. Must have been older than this because it was like way cooler.
Oh, thanks, honey.
And it it was painted this beautiful blue color.
The larger charger, honey. Don't give up on it. You might think it looks pretty cool when I get done.
This is the car the Mopar guys get. Then we're like, I gotta have me a Mopar,
A
but
Mopar or no car?
you know, this is the only one I can get. Kind of like when someone's like, ooh, I'm gonna get me a Camaro. But the one I can get, it's like an 80 something and it's a 6.
Or the 84.
And then you'll probably get all kinds of weird comments, but you know me, I really don't care.
Yeah. Will you slam that passenger door for me, honey?
Slam it or close?
Let's slam it. Woo! Alrighty.
What'd you put in there?
A high performance
Oh.
racing seat.
Cool.
Yeah. Alright, so I need you to hit the switch
All right, we're going.
and then slam the hood. You can do both of those one-handed. I know you can.
Okay.
Ugh.
Neep.
Neat. Alright, sweetie. It's alright. I just want to make sure the tranny works.
All right, folks, he's going for a ride. It's got a little bit of that wine. Aww. There you go. Well, Ricky loves to have fun. It's got a little bit of that wine.
Well, it's all the stuff from sitting's burning.
You're like flying like what's in the air.
Well, I forgot the seat wasn't bolted down. I think I hit my head again, honey. How we looking? All right, it's gonna have stuff burning off. You smell the mouse and the rat poo? That's that one. Can you pick the odor out? The mouse poo odor?
No, I'm not a professional mouse poop
Well, I'm a.
aficionado.
I am. Anyway, I'm happy with it. Come a long ways in a few days, right? Do you want to drive it?
I probably can't reach the pedals, but I'll drive it when we can drive it into town.
Let me get a seat bolted down in it and all that, but the brakes are really good on it. And tranny works great. It's got plenty of power. I don't know if you noticed or not.
I want this truck.
You want them all, honey.
Well, but this one is like running and driving and it's cool. I mean, I know they're all
Do I
cool.
still
But
have my patch panels on the back?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All the barnwood's still there, too. Okay, folks. Classic Truck Rescue. What do we say, honey? Oh, Classic, come over here. Give me this. Come over here in front of the truck. Yeah. I know. Okay. In front. Classic Truck Rescue. Thanks for coming back to the channel. The channel's still growing slowly but steadily, and that's all because you guys keep coming back, sharing, commenting, liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification bell. Where's my ding? I can't use that.
give me the notification bells.
What are we gonna do with my clothes?
Burn them.
I've got that. If you work on old cars, you know that smell from old gas. And I had the pleasure of pulling a plug out of the bottom of this truck and getting bathed in at least a gallon of that, all going down my arms and everything.
You love it.
No, I didn't love it then, but I'm okay with it now. Anyways, another one back on the
You've
road.
always seemed to collect that ever since I've met you.
What, old gas?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with.
I know.
It comes with the vehicles.
Hey, but this one's got brakes
Yeah.
and a charging system.
Yeah. Did it
Tail
have
lights?
posse?
No.
That's too bad. Oh well.
Well, you could try again. I mean, you were going around the corner, so it was kind of dusty. You'll have to
Right.
try it again on the street.
Okay.
Okay. For reals this time?
Peace. Well, folks, you're probably not going to be able to hear me. It is crazy windy out today. Today, I'm going to take the GMC that I just got running and hook my car trailer up to it because it's a flatbed. I can take it across the street with the trailer and load all that brush that I removed. I got to clean up. My neighbors let me take down some fencing and some brush, and I got to clean it up. Let's see if this thing's ready to go to work.
here we are, still doing post cleanup from Rick had to take a bunch of bushes and stuff out across the street to get the house in. And there's some of them. Those he brought over on the back of this GMC that he got running. And today while I was at work, he was out there and this is what's left, this little pile. He did this while I was at work. And over there is what we did over the weekend. We loaded that up on Marge the land barge and brought that back over. So it's 1, 2, 3 piles. He's out there on his tractor right now. He's gonna go take the tractor out there, load up the last bit of stuff like that on the back of this GMC that's running right now, and we'll be back. So I'm gonna go out there and give him a ride back to the truck. And it's that time in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, and these guys hear motors running and they think it's feeding time. So I'm gonna go out there and bring him back over, and then we'll film the rest of this old guy, bring him back the rest of the stuff. See ya. Here he comes. Look it, isn't that a pretty truck? Oh my gosh, I love that truck.
Doing good.
As bad as I want to keep that truck, somebody needs to get it and give it a good home. I love that thing. Sounds good too. Looks good, sounds good, drives good. It's just good. This is the last pile left, I think. He's got his drone up there. There it is, way over there. I don't know if I got it or not. The last pile, and then we got to put a fence back up over there. It's like 90. Maybe he'll just spread the rest of it out because it looks like it's pretty much just dirt now. Don't know what he's gonna do. I guess we'll know in a minute. Comes the drone. Drone's landing. Drone down. Pretty cool truck. I don't see his leaves even bending at all. America. Do, 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 do. That's it. Ooh, Dust Bowl.
Ooh, she's squatting a little bit, huh?
I've been watching his leaves. I didn't even see him bend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's just the way it's parked.
So That was it, folks. It's all gone. Now we just got to put a fence back up.
Looks good, huh? I can get the rest with my quad and the trailer. Just come and pick the sticks up, break them up. Well, that's my last load, folks. Hopefully this guy will do good. The milk truck. The milk truck has served me well today. Feel every bump on the tires.
Here he comes. That's a good old truck. That's a good old truck. It worked out pretty good, huh, Jamie? The milk truck. All right, Jamie's first drive in the old milk truck. Gotta give it a little gas then. That needs a little tuning.
Down. just wanna get gone.